You know, I got to tell you, it's difficult for many of us to understand exactly how the not guilty verdict came out in Casey Anthony. I mean, you got to presume that the jury was sane people. You got to presume that they listened to the evidence and came to a conclusion that was based on what they saw, what they felt, what they heard. In order to understand that, I think you need to understand what happened to create that. Let's presume for the moment that the jury is a group of intelligent, sane people that are just following the evidence. They must have believed that there wasn't enough evidence. They must have believed or not been able to connect the dots of what we as the television viewers saw as an overwhelming case. As a case where you would have to be an idiot not to find somebody guilty. In order to do that, you would have to understand that something occurred or some combination of events occurred. Either the prosecutor didn't present the case well, or the defense lawyer or defense lawyer team did a magnificent, incredible job, or both of them in some combination contributed to that. Because those of you that watched it on TV had a hard time believing that she was not guilty of any of the counts that were listed in the indictment. So in order to understand that, you must believe that there was some disconnect between what the jury saw and heard, what they felt, and what was actually occurring. Because if I give you some examples, some just fundamental examples that your common sense would react violently to, it would be hard to understand exactly how they came to a not guilty verdict. For example, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, we have a woman here who did not report her own child being lost, kidnapped, hidden, killed for 30 days. Do I need to go any further? But let's go further. Not only did she not report them in 30 days, not only did she not tell anybody, but she accused a third party of kidnapping the child. It turns out that the person didn't even exist, and if they did, they were somebody completely different, and the child was never with them, and they never had any contact with the baby. Do I need to go any further? We have a person who, after they purportedly lose their child, or their child disappears somehow, goes out and parties continuously every day. Do I need to go any further? You can see just by stacking these few inferences that we're creating an aura, we're creating a wave, a movement of, you gotta be insane not to at least feel very strongly that there's a problem here, that we cannot trust the person who's on the other side, that there's going to be a believability issue. That's how you stack these inferential things which have nothing to do with the core of the evidence of whether there's proof that the baby died in a certain way. Oh, let me add, there's chloroform found on the baby. Do I need to go any further? There's research that either she or her mother did research on chloroform. Can you name me anybody in the entire world who uses chloroform on a child? Do I need to go any further? You can understand now how this parlaying of information is the correct way to start to stack up, to start to build this behavioral component to the way you try cases. You combine that with the actual evidentiary issues, and you make yourself for a very powerful case. You'd be well served in any trial or in any persuasive argument to use both the behavioral components as well as the evidentiary components to succeed in persuasion.